I don't know how many times we have to say that I'm just not surprised at what has now come to light after the Lions lose the game to the Commanders last weekend. But I want to be clear, right? I'm not going to totally blame the loss on the refs, but did the Lions get scammed again by the NFL? And look, I think that this happens every season. And at some point, we have to look at this and say, this is not just a missed call here or there. It's not just once in a while. It is all the damn time. And I'm sick of seeing, the Lions lose a game. There could have been 4, 5, or 6 critical calls made on the field, or hey, at least by the sky judge, somebody upstairs that is watching these plays. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Frankie Luvu. And I'm talking about all the helmet-to-helmet contact that was made during that game and how there was not one yellow, dirty piece of laundry on the field. There wasn't any changes of possession. There wasn't any 15-yard penalties that would have helped the Lions. Now, on the interception that Jared Goff threw, Jared Goff, as you well know, was, for all intents and purposes, he was taken out by Frankie Luvu. He hunted Jared down. He took a cheap shot on Jared, and Jared ended up having to leave the game to go to the tent to be looked at under concussion protocol, which he later cleared and then came back into the game. However, that 15-yard penalty that was not called and that potential ejection that Frankie Luvu should have had for that infraction against Jared Goff, none of it happened. What did Frankie Luvu do the rest of the game? All right, how many impactful plays did he have the rest of the game where he wouldn't have been involved in had he been ejected? And he should have been ejected because that play was just as bad, if not worse than, and I think it was worse than the one that Brian Branch was called for in Green Bay. So let's bring this in and let's talk about it for just a moment. Now, obviously, the Detroit Free Press has something to say about it. Frankie Luvu fined for the hit on Jared Goff during the pick six and the Commanders' upset of the Detroit Lions. Now, yeah, the Lions had a crap game. They did not play the greatest, but it was these types of hits that can reshape a game, right? These penalties that can reshape a game, and it didn't. But my question is, how are you going to find this guy a week later and the ref didn't throw the flag? The sky judge didn't call down. There was no replay assist, nothing. It just doesn't make any sense because what happened during that game, clearly somebody saw it well enough to then report it to the NFL and then a fine was levied. They saw it during the game. The replay assist, the sky judge, they all saw it during the game. So anyway, the NFL agrees Frankie Luvu delivered a cheap shot on Jared Goff during the pick six by the Washington Commanders last Saturday. Not that a fine helps now, right? Dim the pain for anybody? No, I don't think so. Luvu was fined $16,883 for the roughing the passer blow to the head on Goff while blocking as a teammate, Quan Martin pranced into the end zone with the game-changing interception return for a touchdown. Now, the NFL also announced fines from last weekend's games, for all last weekend's games yesterday afternoon. Now, the other thing is there was another hit, right? There was another hit on Jared Goff, but I'll let me play this one. Or I'm sorry, on Jahmyr Gibbs. So let me play this one. Just a wicked hit. There was obviously another penalty that we're going to bring in, but also Jameson Williams was fined $25,000 for his unsportsmanlike, obscene gesture on his touchdown celebration. But there was another hit on Jahmyr Gibbs, and that one also turned into a fine for him. Same dollar amount, $16,000. I think I have that one queued up. Oh, maybe not. Where's it at? There we go. Frankie Luvu obviously fined for the hit on Jared Goff during the pick six, but he was also fined on the hit of Jahmyr Gibbs. Same dollar amount. I think it's in here somewhere. Yeah, right here. The hip drop tackle. Sorry, not a hit. Hip drop tackle on Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's take a look at that. I don't know if it's in here or not. It probably isn't. But anyway, that's your news, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, the Lions are constantly getting scammed by the NFL. Constantly. And it just bothers the crap out of me that this stuff keeps happening. But for every other team like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're getting these cheap, stupid calls during the game But it takes Jared Goff damn near getting taken out of the game, and there's still not a flag. At what point are the Lions going to be treated fairly? That's all we're asking for. Just treat this team fairly. If you go back and look over the course of this season, how many pass interference penalties did our defense have? 20? And how many pass interference penalties did we have against other teams? 2? While on offense, our receivers only came up with 2 pass interference penalties the entire season. That tells you that there is a stark difference between what refs are calling for us and against us. And you can measure this against the Chiefs and how many times that Patrick Mahomes is getting these calls and how many times those calls have helped that team win. And I wouldn't be so pissed off at this and constantly, seeing it year after year after year. Obviously, it kind of gets to you, but I wouldn't be so pissed off at this if I wouldn't have thought that we had a chance in that game. We clearly had a chance in that game. Just like Mahomes has had plenty of chances in games, and those chances have been made better because the refs make the right calls. Now, for Patrick, those calls shouldn't be called. But for the Lions, they should have been. I do have video here, though. Let's take a look at Laporta's hit. Because this one just bothered the crap out of me, to be honest with you. Helmet to helmet. Bang. Look at that. You're going to tell me that the NFL didn't see that the refs didn't see that the sky judge didn't see that? Come on. Be real here. He's in the middle of the field. There's 3 people in the middle of the field. It's clear helmet-to-helmet targeting. No flag. Where's his penalty? None. Just pathetic. And then again, here's the Goff hit. I mean, he launches right into Goff. And you're going to tell me that nobody saw that not one ref saw that happen live on the field. I mean, come on, people. It's just getting pathetic. The Lions are scammed by the NFL every single season, it seems like, in multiple games. There's so many calls that just aren't made on the field, and it needs to come to an end. So share this video with somebody that wants to see it. Obviously, share it so it can get out there and the NFL could take notice to it. And I could care less if they copyright claim my video. I don't need the monetization. I need them to see what they're doing wrong, and that's all I care about. Go Win Pride, go Detroit Lions. We'll see you guys in the next one. Go Lions.